Hi, my name is Katie Ziskind. I'm the private practice owner of Wisdom Within Counseling here in Niantic, Connecticut. We are a team of specialists who help frustrated children and teens learn self-confidence and positive coping skills for releasing negative feelings in healthy ways. You can read more about our holistic, creative counseling services that are highly specialized for children, teens, and young adults at wisdomwithinct.com. This video is all about how to have that first date. I often work with young adults who are trying to go out and date, trying to build up that self-confidence to push through depression and get out there and socialize. So once you have someone's phone number, you can really wonder, what do I talk about once I get to meet them in person? So for a first date, you want to pick a day date, or you want to pick something that's casual. So you and the other person will probably bring separate cars, and you want to have a list of general topics so that you can go into the date with an open mind. If the date has ugly shoes, don't judge them and don't immediately think this date won't work out. Try to think positively and go back to these 5 conversation topics. So the first one, you don't want to talk about religion or politics. You want to keep it really light and open. So favorite hobbies. Do they like to hike? Do they like photography? Work. What do they do for work? Where do they work? You'll get to learn a lot about a person by what type of job they have, and you'll get to see their strengths and what they do well. And maybe also areas of growth. Like if someone sits in front of a computer all day, they might not be the most social, but they probably do have a good set of social skills and can probably even help you with your taxes one day, So you have to think about their positive sides. Number 2 is if you have a person you're sitting on your first date with, don't compare them to your last date. So you're going to actually limit the ability for you and this other person to have a nice friendship or relationship if you compare them. So if you say, oh, they aren't like this other person, they're not as tall as this other person, or I wish they were more outgoing like this other person. If you try to make them someone they're not, the date won't work out for you. You have to embrace them and their uniqueness. And even if you were dating someone and it didn't work out, you can learn from that and say, okay, I do want these 3 great qualities. I want someone who's respectful. I want someone who texts me. I want someone who is willing to talk on the phone at night. Or I want someone that's going to run with me after work. Or I want someone that's going to go to yoga classes with me. Or has a dog. Or loves going to church. Or whatever your important standards are, you want to focus on those things rather than making them be someone they're not. And also, once you sit down at the table with them, you want to make eye contact. You want to really be focused. Don't be on your cell phone. If something isn't going well, just be honest and say, I really am feeling overwhelmed right now. I haven't been dating for a while, and just be honest with the person, because that might open up a really vulnerable dialogue. They might say, yeah, I'm really worried about this too. Or also, another tip is don't talk about your ex. So on a first date, you want to keep it as if you're friends. You don't want to think about it becoming a relationship right away, because you're essentially interviewing this person. It's like a job position. And so when you talk with them, you want to talk really casually as friends. So don't talk about your ex-husband or ex-wife. Don't talk about your messy divorce. Save those. They are important conversations. They're important to share, but it's not the topic for the first date. The first date is a get to know you. It's a little dip of the toe in the water to test the water if it's warm or cold. Those conversations will happen usually on like the 4th or 5th date. And there will be a time and place for both of you to share important information about your exes, about your past, about your trauma. But the first date is not the place to divulge that you drink every night. Do not share that. Don't keep that in. Don't share that you're going through this messy, sloppy divorce, that your ex-partner is texting you these horrible things. Do not share that on a first date if you want it to go well. First dates can be really hard. So if you want to be more comfortable on a first date, I'd recommend picking a place, a restaurant, a cafe, a little coffee or tea shop where you already have some positive memories. Maybe last month you went with a friend there and you laughed. Go back to that same place with this first date, and it will probably have you feel more relaxed and calm and outgoing on the first date because you're pairing it with a previous experience that went well. Last but not least, how to follow up from a first date. After that day, kind of let them be, let them have some time to rest and soak in the experience they just had with you, whether it was hiking or going to yoga or going out to get some chicken or whatever. Let them soak it in. The next morning or maybe the next afternoon, you can text and say, hey, I had such a great time with you last night or the night before, and just wanted to say, hope you're having a great day. So you want to not be too clingy. You just want to be open-ended and let them know you're thinking of them, but you're not requiring them something from them. They don't owe you something because you went on the date with them. It's not immediately going to be a romantic relationship. Romantic parts of a relationship take days and weeks and months to grow. You're not immediately going to be in love with someone, and they're definitely not going to fill the steps if you were married for 50 years. There's no one that can ever fill those shoes. So you're thinking about creating a whole new, brand new, unique, healthy type of relationship when you're dating.